Hello, my beautiful people. It's Lena. I'm back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. I've been gone a little bit. I did a catch up with me a few months ago. Well, earlier this year. So I am coming back with a new update because a couple of things have changed. Number one, I just recently this week turned 55. Yay! Happy birthday. And I wanted to come in and do a good old fashioned get ready with me, sort of, because I'm going to be doing up my face. I figured this weekend I want to take care of myself a little bit. So to do that, I decided to record this video and also give you an update on channels. My channel, I have this channel and I have a second channel, Timeless New York City. I'll put the link in the description below. I created that channel to really focus on things for New York City, which now has morphed into reviews of TV shows that I'm currently watching, which is what I originally wanted to do this channel on. But I kind of think I want to keep this channel more specific on live and interactions and having these types of videos, and keep that channel more on reviews and recaps. Because I'm going to be honest with you, Lena rates TVs and movie shows. I think I'm just going to change it to Lena Waits, because I'm not really too into anything that's out there right now. I'm just not. Doesn't really, I mean, there's not a lot of good shows. And I say this with all due respect to everybody in that industry. There's just nothing is really grabbing me wholeheartedly. There's a few handful of good shows, but there's not like a lineup that I'm excited about, which goes into the title of this video as I start to get ready with me. So I'm just going to list the things that I'm using or just show you. I don't have links to it. I'm not an affiliate or anything like that. I'm just doing my get ready with me. Since I am now, 1 year older, I actually thought I was going to be 56 and I realized that I'm 55. So I'm a little happy, which is kind of scary because that means that I might be forgetting things. So I like to moisturize my face with this new serum from Oil of Olay. It really, I don't know, it's changed my skin tone, not my texture of my skin. Again, not an affiliate. I don't have a link. You guys can go check it out. So here's the title to this video. I recently read somewhere, or actually on YouTube as well, that YouTube has now taken over viewership on smart TVs above and beyond Netflix and the Disney Channel. And this, I think, came out in August, right? Okay. So I can see that. I can totally see that. I think I'm not the only one that feels that whatever's happening on television right now, via it be streaming or cable, it's just not a ball. It's a ball of crap. I use Vaseline, by the way, on my skin as well. In case anybody else is interested in using that, I highly recommend that, especially under my eyes, near where I would normally get crow's feet. And I just want to preface by saying I have very oily skin. I've been blessed with that. So I don't want anyone to feel that, oh, I'm doing something or they should be doing something I'm doing because I don't have a lot of wrinkles on my face. No, I was born genetically this way. I was very, very lucky. Now, it doesn't mean that I haven't used a lot of products, and I've always stuck to the Oil of Olay line. And I've incorporated Vaseline on my face and my eyes in the last 15 years. So, I just happen to be lucky that, I don't have, like wrinkles and stuff like that I've normally get comments on when I tell people my age. They're like, oh my God, you don't have any wrinkles. And I don't know what that means because most of my friends don't at this age either. But I guess I understand that because of my grandmother. I remember that. So these are just the products that I'm using. So here's my question. If YouTube is your go-to entertainment platform, which is what, based on the Nielsen ratings back in August of this year, that YouTube has taken over at least two major platforms, which is Netflix and Disney. What What is everybody watching? I know what I'm watching. And I'm going to tell you that I didn't even realize this until I read this article that I have kind of, well, because I haven't really posted anything on this channel on rating TVs and shows. I guess it makes sense. You need a form of entertainment, right? And if the cable television is exactly the same way as the streaming, because it is just a mirror image of itself, and you can go back and watch all these other shows, right? Old shows, Friends, Office, all this other stuff, which is what I've been kind of binge watching. I just newly discovered Chicago PD, Chicago Fire, Chicago Med. I never even watched those shows. And those are like the old time type of shows where they have full seasons and they have a storyline, and it's just, like, because what's happening now in the streaming platforms, it's like, even if you have a new show, if you get 10 episodes per season, that's great. 13 maybe, pushing it. And they all suck. All of them. I could tell you maybe a handful. Like, I'm enjoying Tulsa King with Sylvester Stallone, but I'd never expected to enjoy something like that. Good old fashioned Mob, The Penguin on HBO. That's a good old DC. I'm a DC girl. DC girl. Okay. I love Marvel. Back in its heyday. I still believe it's going to come back, but I'm a DC girl. Okay. So I'm kind of happy that, The Penguin is doing well. So those are just like, how many times can you watch Friends and Seinfeld and all this other madness and The Office? There's only so much I can do. And I'm going to tell you, I don't even have a Netflix subscription anymore. I don't. Because I started to get pissed off because I started doing everything like what the other channels were doing, where, now you don't get full seasons or you have to pay to get no commercials. I think I was like, you know what? You're not even that great. Stop. I'm still with Disney Plus. I think it's like I think for people who still have Disney Plus, it's like a bad marriage that you just can't get out of, because it's such an old time IP, right? It's been around for 100 years now? You just kind of like trudging along with it. Not by choice. You're waiting for it to either leave you or divorce you or just die off. And plus, when I heard that when you sign up for it, somehow you're married to it in every Disney application, restaurant, doesn't matter. You give up all your rights. That's like a marriage, no? So I have Amazon Prime, again, by default, because I have Amazon. So, I have the streaming platform. And because I've been watching the new season of Chicago PD, Med and Fire, I have unfortunately had to relist myself into Peacock. And I'm kind of binge watching Special Order SVU, Law and Order SVU. It's been on for 25 freaking years. Okay? 25 freaking years. It's got to have something, right? So I kind of been watching that. I mean, you really have to have a mindset to watch that show, but it's pretty good. I kind of know what happens between, the two main characters and stuff like that over the years listening to it. But it's interesting to see how things were different even 25 years ago with storylines and, political views and things like that. I was like, wow, this is an old season. I think I'm in season 7. So I'm putting coverage under my eyes because as I'm blessed with beautiful, well, I don't want to say beautiful skin, but less wrinkled skin, I am cursed with under eye bags. And this is hereditary. I can't do anything about it. I'm using, can you see this? True Match L'Oreal. So in the color N3-4. Yeah. Just to kind of blend my shopping bags somewhat. I'm not an expert in this at all, and nor do I want to be. So then I started to think, okay, so now YouTube is the grand poobah, for lack of a better word. What am I watching? I can tell you what I'm watching, but I would love to know what you guys are watching. And I'm trying to correlate that between what I'm watching and what would have been something on television. For example, I am watching creators. I'm obsessed with van life. I have no idea why. I really don't. I have no interest in doing that. You couldn't, there's not enough drugs in the world to put me in a van and ship me out and be in Alaska in the cold with no bathroom. Some of them have questionable bathrooms. Some of them don't. And they're doing really well. Like viewership, like I'm talking about 1.2 million, 4 million. I'm like, now I said there'd be no drugs in the world to get me to do that. Money? Maybe. You paid me enough? I might do it once with a lot of contingencies. So I was thinking, okay, if I'm watching van life, what would be the kin to it on a television show? And I don't remember any TV show, and I could be wrong, that has the equivalent to like getting in a van and just like traveling the world. I know that there's a lot of tiny homes. I've been watching a little bit of tiny homes, like people who are like building tiny homes, and I'm not as obsessed with that as I am with people with van life. And I'll tell you why I'm obsessed with it. Okay. I find it very intriguing when they get stuck in a snowstorm, stuck in a rainstorm, just stuck, and how they deal with it. And most of them have pets. Some of them are single with couples. Like, it's like a really, for me, it's interesting. I mean, it could be not interesting to you, but I discovered I've been watching a lot of those. And you know how the YouTube algorithm works? Like, if you watch one show or one creator, 19 billion other creators in the same genre start popping up. So you're kind of like stuck in this vortex that you can't get out of, because now your home feed is filled with every person that's ever done a van. And even if it's been 10, 15 years ago. Am I the only one that happens to? So van life, I've been doing that. Tiny homes, I know that there's tiny home television shows. So there's akin to that. I've been watching a few of those. I like the creativity of it and how they decorate it and how they, make it their own. I don't necessarily, I mean, it depends on where. I can see myself definitely doing a tiny home. So van life, I've been obsessed with people with tents, which is the equivalent to van life. What's wrong with me? I find it fascinating when people go and pitch a tent and they like try to brave the elements. I have no idea what's going on. I could be bored. Putting my foundation, which is Estee Lauder Double Wear. Stay in place makeup, which, by the way, actually it does good. It blends really well. The color is 4N1 Shell Beige because I have yellow undertones. So excuse me if I use my makeup mirror, because I can't do it on screen. I'm watching the viewfinder. So those types of shows I've been finding myself an interest to. I've also been watching, and this is new to me. There are people who do live streams, and they are critiquing other people's creation videos. I find that so fascinating because they're doing it live, and they are taking a YouTube creator's video and they're talking through it through their live stream while they're answering their streamers that are involved in the live streams questions. And they're just like, it's like I haven't seen that in a while. Or I have never seen that, actually. And it's been popping up a lot. And it's very different than not live streaming it and still critiquing the creator video. This is literally someone on a mic on a live stream, and you could see all of the people on his screen or he or she's screen, and they're all interacting. I might do that because there's some videos that I want to definitely talk about, and I found that interesting. I was like, well, that's different. That could be cool. And that's like almost like watching a movie with a friend next to you, and you're just, chit-chatting it through and going through the process. Nothing on television that I've seen that happen. So that's what I've been obsessed with lately. And then there's the ones who don't live stream, but they upload someone's video and they're going through the video and they're talking about it. There's no interaction with like a live stream, but they're going through the entire video, putting in like their director's cut. That's the kin that I can think of it. Like watching a movie with a director's cut, except they're not directors, they're just critiquing. Those I find fascinating too. I've been watching that a lot. I'll link a few people that I've been watching. It's a little scary when I start thinking about some of the people that are involved, because one of them I've been watching, and I didn't know this at the time when I started watching. I think his name is Asmongold TV, and he just started popping up on my home feed, and I started just watching some of his old videos, and I said, let me check out this guy. And recently he had some controversy with, I think, a stream called Twitch, where he made some remarks. I didn't even know about this while I was like, binge watching his show. But now he's back. He apologized, and there's a lot of that going around. And shall I say the name that I don't want to say? Mr. Beast. I've never watched a Mr. Beast video. Ever. Ever, 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 ever. I kin that to a TV show like game shows, like Gladiator. Like that kind of hardcore. Now, I have seen people that I follow come up on my home feed talking about it, but he's never come up in my feed, like any of his videos. And I don't look for it because I don't want to find them. And not because of just the controversy. It just doesn't interest me. So there's that. I'm trying to think what else those are the three major things that I'm really getting into right now. I'm doing a lot of content consuming a lot of content, because I want to understand this algorithm thing with YouTube, which falls into these educational channels who keep popping up on my home feed. I cracked the YouTube algorithm. I did this and do this to get 1,000. Like, you know what? Stop. Please stop. I don't know how to get them off my feed. I don't even know how they got on my feed, because I'm going to be honest with you. Unless you are the actual YouTube algorithm yourself telling me how to beat you, I don't want to hear about anybody's theory. Because the minute you think you know how the algorithm works, YouTube decides to change it. And you just spent X amount of time, because I don't mind the video side of it. It's when they start to try to sell you courses. I'm like, you know what? You're done. I don't even want to talk to you. I don't want to hear it. You know what? There's very good free information, but take it with a grain of salt. Why? Because within 2 months, and it's like a rotating thing, YouTube changes things. They change their policy. They try to upgrade the creator experience. They try to do that. Like I am constantly, because I'm creating on my other channel, I'm constantly getting updates about this and that, and in the community tabs. I'm like, oh my God, I can't. And now it's the mad dash to the end of the year, where now you're going to start seeing all the videos about what to do in 2025, what to do, what's the upgrade, what's this. I'm like, you know what? I am just going to do what I want to do. If it works, great. I am fascinated by this new thing called no editing videos type of thing, which is why it brought me back to this, where I'm just sitting down, I'm talking. Because I'm going to tell you, editing is a pain in the butt. With all the AI that's out now, you would think they would get better. No, unless I'm doing it wrong. I created merch. Told you I would. See, the whole purpose of this is because I created my other channel so I can come back and focus on this one. Because that other channel, I use a AI program. Her name is Lena as well. But it's a little bit different, a little bit easier for me to get through videos. Here is more talking one-on-one, face-to-face with you guys. And for sure, make no mistake, when Just Like Crap gets back on, which is next year, yes, I am coming back to this channel. And that is probably the one show I'm going to review and probably rant about, because I don't see it getting any better. Let's be real, people. It's just not. Okay. The way they left it off, unless nothing short of a miracle happens, I don't know. I don't know, but I'm going to be here for it. And this is how I became, on YouTube because I just got so frustrated with that show. And I decided to become a content creator. And I really think that I'm going to be able to sustain myself in about another year. I'm trying different things. I want to try different goals, and you never know. You'd be surprised how things happen in this world. Being 55, I want to be more independent. I do have a full-time job, which is why I could not keep up 2 channels. And I need to go, and this is my last year that I want to really focus. Not my last year, knock on wood, but this is the year that I'm really going hard on both channels now, because I do see an end goal here. I do see the possibility of being a viable member of the YouTube, merch, learning how to edit, learning how to create merch. I created my online store. I'll link it on the bottom. It's under Timeless New York City. And I'm so grateful to be still around to see the development of so many people being able to do this for a living, whether it is selling a course, which, okay, that's your thing. I'm using Mali RuPaul Face Defender. It's like a waxy kind of weird oil stain. It keeps away the oil in my face during the day when I'm wearing makeup, and I just rub and tap. So I rub it to get the waxy feel off, and then I tap it where I normally become very oily during the day. And it gives me almost like a matte finish. So between learning how to create merch, and I'm doing it through Printify, getting the kind of merch that I want up, just starting for the Halloween, Christmas, Santa, sexy witch, sexy Santa motif, which is what I love. I created this kind of thing that I want to see if I can keep up with. Keeping up with this channel, making sure my other channel runs seamlessly, doing reviews, doing, different types of streaming. I want to get into, I'm going to get a better mic, because right now the mic that I'm using is pretty much connected to my shirt. I hope you could hear me. If you can't, if the volume sucks, let me know, because then I have to get a new mic, with like one of those big boom mics with an arm, which is what I'm looking into. And forget about that. I tried finding about that, and there's like 500,000 versions. I'm like, oh my God, just give me the best one. Just one, maybe 2, 3. If you ever tried to look up something, there's like 18,000 versions of everything. I'm like, oh God. So I'm kind of like worried about pulling the trigger on that, because, once you pull that trigger, even though if it's not expensive, it can run you like $39 up to, a pretty penny. And I'm not doing that one yet. I'm going to see how this mic works. Hopefully this video didn't become muted for whatever reason, because I'll be really pissed the hell off. Okay. So I have not disappeared. I have been doing my other channel. I am working full time. Hopefully in the next year, by this time next year, I'm sorry if I put my head in the camera, because I have my makeup down here. Hopefully by this time next year, by the time I'm 56 officially, and if I forget, somebody remind me that I'm 56, not 57. It'll be a completely different update, and a better one, because I know what my end goal is in my head. I have it. I miss you guys. I miss talking. I miss being on camera. And I'm back. So I wanted to understand, why is YouTube becoming so popular? What else is everyone else watching other than what I'm watching? What is your favorite thing to watch? Because I haven't watched anybody vlogging. I don't really find that interesting anymore. It reminds me too much of reality television, which I hate with a passion. Okay. So I'm not really watching anyone, like maybe 1 or 2 people, like some of the OG people that are doing still vlogging, but I haven't really gotten into that. I'm more into traveling in that van life, RV tent kind of thing. So anybody that's doing a travel show, I can get into that. But tell me, what are you watching? What keeps YouTube alive that it's dwarfed over Disney Channel and Netflix? Or is it that you don't care about those two other platforms and you just have no other choice but to come to YouTube? Because tell me what else you got, because I'm afraid to touch the algorithm and start searching, because then I start getting 500 different things that I really, really don't want to get involved with. And I just can't get out of it. So I'm back. I haven't finished my makeup, but I'm going to finish this video. I'm going to come back with my full face makeup because I have to do my nails. You see these claws? So I'm going to make a separate video on what these nails are, and then I'm going to show you the new nails that I'm putting on, because this is my self-care rant kind of update video. I miss you guys. I'm so glad I'm back. I'm sorry I didn't get to finish my makeup, but I promise you, which is coming in the same day, if not tomorrow, you'll see this with makeup on. Have a wonderful, wonderful, blessed day. Thank you for staying. Thank you for sticking through. Thank you for not unsubscribing. And don't worry, if you want more of me, more is coming. Like I said, I've just spent these last few months, actually this entire year, between learning how to edit, learning how to do content creation, being a content consumer, trying to understand what sticks, what doesn't. It's not an easy process, but it's an interesting process. So YouTube, amaze me. What are you doing? Who's out there? Show you. I don't want to see just me. I want to see who else is out there, and I want to see what else everybody's watching, and maybe I'm missing something. Mwah. See you in my next video. Bye.